Hello guys, welcome to AudIM Talks. This is the second episode of the series AudIM and Audiobook Production House. It is an introductory series which introduces AudIM, its ideas, concepts, aims and objectives and all those sort of things. So let's begin. My name is Ishan Mansiria and I'm the host for you all on this YouTube channel. In this video, we will talk about the acceptance and rejection policy of AudIM, which is mentioned in the menu tab in the acceptance and rejection section, as well as the project and portfolio section, which describes what is a project in AudIM and what are the different portfolios in AudIM. So let's begin. First, we'll start about the project and portfolios. A project is any content which is brought by you guys to us, and if it is accepted as a legible content, as a good content and is enrolled into AudIM, then we name it as project. Now, a project, it can be a horror, a drama, a short story, a novel or an original, something unique. If it gets enrolled into AudIM, then it is named as a project. Now, to convert a book into an audiobook is not a very easy task. It requires a lot of labor, a lot of effort, a lot of teamwork, and so to ease this process of completion, AudIM has decided to divide the work into different people, and those posts, those different works of which a particular person holds, is named as a portfolio. Now there are 5 major portfolios in AudIM. Those are the script editor, the recordist, the composer, the sound designer, as well as the manager. Now first we'll start with the script editor. The script editor has to edit the script. Whatever the script is, he has to edit it not in just a grammatical way, but also logical, argumentatively debate. If there's no scope of the critics to criticize the project, no scope of any audience to comment back or to mention such or such mistake, the script editor has to make sure about that. The work of a script editor has to be submitted to a recordist. Now for the recordist, he has to collect all the voices. The voice artist has to record their voices, the different voice artists. There are different voice artists, there is one voice artist. All of that, all the recordings are to be submitted or are to be recorded by the recordist. The recordings, whichever are recorded, has to be kept safe, which later had to be submitted to AudIM. The recordist had to submit all his work to the mixer. Now coming to the composer. Music controls one's emotion. Music decides in what mood the listener is. So a composer had to be well versed with the subject for which he is composing. He has to be well versed in the music, either in an orchestral way or in a synthesized way, whatever the project content owner chooses to provide the music to. He has to be very clear. If there's a pun intended, he has to mention that way of music. If there is a connection to other character, he has to mention that type of thematic music. So a music and a composer has a vital role in AudIM. Coming to the mixer. The most important and the most crucial part is of a mixer. He has to combine all these fragments into one single piece of audio. He has to mix the music, the voices of different voice artists into one single fragment, and that requires patience and perseverance. So a mixer has to be very careful while doing things. He has to provide subsequent gaps where the sound effects would be added or where the composer decides to put music, solely music. So all those things has to be managed by the mixer. The work of a mixer has to be submitted to the sound designer. Talking about the sound designer, a sound designer has to provide sound effects, like if there's a bird chirping, there's a crowd talking, there's a audience clapping, there's a door slamming. All those sound effects has to be added by the sound designer into that audio. Now after all of those things are done, the sound designer has to submit his work to the manager. The manager can be or cannot be termed as a leader of the entire project. His work is basically to supervise things and to encourage his co-fellas to keep doing things in a very smooth way, to keep the things up to date with the schedule issued by AudIM, to be very regular and punctual. Any delay, any lagging behind the schedule or hitting the deadline, the manager would be responsible for it at AudIM, and AudIM will at regular basis or in a certain interval contact with the manager, who has to describe all the progress and all the things which has happened during that interval into his project to the AudIM Council. Now AudIM has also one very unique policy, that is 1-to-1. If a person has got one portfolio, he cannot ask for another or he cannot crave for any other. Each portfolio is equal. Nobody is up above that rank or more superior to that. Everybody is equal. Everybody is putting efforts. Everybody's work is different and unique. So no comparison must be expected within the members of a project. Talking about the acceptance and rejection section. The project which are more likely to be accepted at AudIM has to be unique, has to be thought-provoking. It can be an original project, it can be an adapted play or a adapted story or an abridged story, doesn't matter. But if AudIM visualizes the high scope of profit in future from that project, it definitely will be provided a fair chance at AudIM. Now AudIM is very serious about his work, and any nuisance and any nonsense will not be tolerated at AudIM at any cost. If there's any rubbish or any content that has no place to start and no point to end is brought up to AudIM, then it will be inevitably rejected, completely and barely rejected. The content which can be accepted may be in the category belonging to fiction, fantasy, philosophy or mythological fiction or a novel or a travelogue or autobiography or something like that. But the thing which are for sure to be rejected, not in a way that they are bad, but maybe in a way that they cannot sound better in an audiobook, are like a maths book or a science book or an educational book. Those type of books are not to be expected at AudIM, and there are chances that they will be probably rejected. So that's all for today's video. And once again, I would like to announce about a trailer that is going to be released tomorrow at 11 a.m. according to the Indian Standard Time. I hope you guys watch it. I hope you guys like it, share it, and it will be a demo about the potential of AudIM, about the quality work that AudIM will be giving to you guys. So I hope you like it, and that's all for today's video. Meet you in another video.